Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. The William Ruto's Hursler Fund Kenyans are not ready for it. And those who are ready for it wants to take that money and eat it and not to pay it back. So in this video, you will see why that Hursler's Fund should not be rolled in December and may not be rolled in December. We look at what the financial providers are saying vis-a-vis what the government has established in their fact-finding mission. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. Last month, William Ruto announced that government was going to launch the Hursler's Fund on 1st of December. And that launching can still be done. But the project of launching Hursler Fund, it will just be launching. But operationalization, and rather disbursement of the money, may not happen even in December. And you will get to understand this do not need magical science. That after recently William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, I think Rigathi Gachagua met KEPSA, Kenya Private Sector Alliance, and was asking for them to raise at least 2 billion to help government to supplement the relief food program to support the areas that have been hit by the drought. And within the same month, there was also a meeting by KRA Day, and another one by the Capital Markets, Nairobi Stock Exchange. And the programs about reforming this economy, rather economic recovery, has been revolving around money. So after that, some of the financial institutions that the president envisioned to engage in private-public partnership are demanding for a round table, again, discuss on such an engagement, because that was a greatest pillar, and they are the greatest pillar in rolling out that document. There is a report I've just bumped on, and what is emerging is that with the kind of situation and even the timing we have, William Ruto is being advised that this is not the time to roll the Hursler Fund. I may not be in a position to, in this video, to maybe look at the economic aspect in it. But of course, you will see on what exactly we are dealing with. The reason why cabinet has been dispatched is to assess the situation. What is the mood? And it's creating an environment. Ruto team and government have concentrated on food donation and attracting the publicity, where you have seen people donating food, and just a food donation exercise like Mudavadi was in Machakos, tents, all manner of opulence, the tents and the cars, and everyone was there. So there are state functions that have been organized by a team of cabinet team moving in all those places with cameras and all that. For them, and they've been dispatched because when they're going somewhere, there's going to be media coverage. And when they get that media coverage, government is getting visibility. But that visibility on donation of food relief is also coming with a burden. It's actually concentrating, and Kenyans are now seeing already, it's creating an agenda that government wants to tell Kenyans that the problem we are facing, the big problem we are facing, is about food. We have a problem about food in this country. It's true. When you see photos from Turkana and Baringo, Samburu, I'll try before December at least, instead of taking a vacation to the coast, I just take maybe 2 days to Baringo, so at Samburu. Maybe do a video in one of those places. So we already have those problems. But then, with the kind of approach that has been given, the opulence that has been given, it actually tells Kenyans, and it narrows the focus of government, that it's just about food. Trade CS giving food, transport CS Murkomen was in Marsabit giving food, Mdavadi was in Machakos giving food. And by the way, let me tell you, in the previous dispensation, you could not see that because it was being coordinated from the office of CS Matiang'i. And this time around, I'm not even seeing Kindiki anywhere. I've seen food being donated in, I think, in Meru by Mithika Linturi, but Kindiki, I have not seen him anywhere. IMF is knocking the central bank to checkmate on their monetary fiscal measures. And we have just seen a lot in it. I want to concur with this report that this country is not yet ripe for rollout of that financial product. One thing I have insisted is the Hursler Fund is a loan. Before even Ruto said to say, don't expect pesa serikali bure, I analyzed in this video that money was not a political pledge. It's not something that you should expect government is going to give you. That is just, it's just creating an environment, and it's just increasing accessibility to loans. And that loan, that Hursler Fund, is a loan project, which from what I have been gathering is it is going to be a multi-sectoral. They're going to have a multi-sectoral approach on how it's going to be implemented, because they will have to look at even past history of your past lending history, so that also dictates on what exactly you can get. And again, there's been the question of, are we going to give people money in their pockets, or we are going to fund direct projects the way loans that are given by banks or microfinances are normally wired. The criteria of qualifying is on the project or the business that someone is doing. So all these are conversations that have been on how it's going to be done. But with all, Hursler Fund project is not for December this year. I wish this is not the situation. First, we are in the season where people want to spend for Christmas. Just someone just saying Christmas, we are in that great season where people know that, okay, this is the time to now spend. So, but this is what I see. We have already, government and Kenya Kwanza team have created the perception that the biggest problem, the only problem we have now is food. And true, that is it, the drought. So with what I have seen in public, we already have low purchasing power. The low purchasing power will limit the growth of businesses, especially the small businesses that maybe we are also targeting. Because especially in urban centers, even the rural areas, even urban hustler might be better. The rural hustler, it's a bit of a challenge. For example, even if you are to roll out a Hursler Fund in Turkana, are they going to take the loan to do business? Which business? Who is going to buy? Who is going to buy? The purchasing power is low. And the report about the purchasing power, I think I need to get that. Yes, I think I read that report was speaking on the purchasing power. I think it was by Kofek or something. That because we have low purchasing power, this is not the time to roll out what is going to boost our businesses. Because no one's going to buy what people are going into. The program is lacking goodwill because it seems to Kenyans are having more priority in consumption, and they're gonna take that loan. And if you give them that loan the way William Ruto is saying that you need to have a phone, sitatengeneza committee, hiyo pesa tutakuwa napata kwa simu, people will get that money, and before aende afikirie kuenda kuchukua hiyo stock, ataendea unga. People gonna buy food because they don't have food. That's where we are. We're actually being realistic. When you give Hustlers Fund now, it will not go into business. It will not go into business. It will actually go into consumption. And remember, it's one of money. And when it goes to consumption, diverted, the cycle will then revolve. And before you know, you are in another pool of bad debts. I've always said why people are in the blacklist is not because your pesa ilienda kwa biashara. That money never went into business. Someone who is into business and took a loan for that business, as loan as little as 5,000, would probably be motivated to repay back because he can qualify for another one. Because in business, you never know when you have an emergency. So, but they've been defaulters because they take that loan, and because of situation, they do not have any other thing. They take it for consumption, buy unga, buy ufa, buy that, and before you know, they don't have another source of income. So just hoping, they will be loan hoping from one provider to the other. That's the tragedy that this country has found itself. The local resources mobilized to the president, I think, let's solve the problems at hand. It's about the drought. That's my bold.